Hey guys, this is the video to go over your answers to tonight's homework. So if you haven't done your homework yet, I want you to pause this video, go do your homework, come back, check your answers with me. Make sure you are watching this video once you have your homework sheet filled out with your answers. This is called a spiral review homework. We're going to start to do this now that we've learned a little bit in math. So you're going to see that every night you're going to be practicing the different standards that we've already learned. So we've got a little multiplication, some subtraction, some order of operations, and even what we started learning today with our expressions. And we're going to continue this throughout the year so that you're constantly reviewing what we've talked about in class. All right? Again, if you haven't done it yet, please pause the video, go do your homework, and then come back. I want to make sure you're using this video as check and not as let me do my homework with Miss Ross. Okay? At least try it on your own. So let's look at number one. We have 7,884 times 3. So this is a multiplication problem, 4-digit by 1-digit. Right away I know because it's a 1-digit that I'm not going to have to zero and cross out. So here we go. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 1, write down your 2. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. Carry your 2, bring down your 5. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. And then 3 times 7 is 21. Nothing for me to add, so I just write my 21. 1, 2, 3, and there's my comma. So my answer is 21,252. Okay, so that was number one. Let's look at number two. Number two is a subtraction problem. 2,182 minus 1,406. Here we go. 2 minus 6. I cannot do it, so I have to regroup. Cross out my 8 tens. I'm going to make that 7 tens. I'm going to bring a 10 over into my ones place. 10 plus 2 makes that a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. 7 minus 0 is 7. 1 minus 4 I cannot do, so I come over to my thousands place. I cross it out. I make that 1,000. I take that 1,000, I put it over into the hundreds place, so now I have 11 hundreds. 11 minus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 7. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. And so my answer is 776. So the key with this one was all about your regrouping. That's what I was looking to see if you could do. Okay? All right, number 3, moving right along. We've got 50 times 73. This is double digit. 2-digit means I'm going to have to zero and cross out. Here we go. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15. And then I sing my song. 0 and cross out. 0 and cross out. Nothing for me to cross that up top, so I'm moving on to my 7. 7 times 0 is 0, and 7 times 5 is 35. Now I need to add these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. Bring your 3 down. My answer becomes 3,650. That wasn't too bad of a multiplication problem. All right, let's look at the next one, number 4. Number 4 is an order of operations problem. I know it's order of operations because I see more than one operation symbol. Okay, now number 4 does not ask me to solve this problem. It simply asks me which expression should be solved first. So I'm going to sing my song. When we begin together. Parentheses first, now please be clever. Parentheses first, that's all of this. So I'm not looking at my 2. Anything in here, this is where I need to start. Well, where do I begin? Let's keep going because even inside parentheses, I still follow order of operations, right? Exponents come right next in line. You can multiply and divide at the same time. Well, I definitely have some division. I have a division here, and I have a division here. So which one would I do first? Well, remember, we always go from left to right. So that tells me that 15 divided by 3 is where I start. This is my first equation. And so that's my answer. 15 divided by 3 is the first expression that I would solve. So does that make sense? We're not actually solving anything. We're just finding where would we begin. And this is where we would begin. Okay? All right, number 5 looks at what we started talking about today, where we need to take some words and turn it into a numerical expression. So we can see that number 5 says, find a number that is 9 less than 2 times 8. And all I need to do is write the expression. I'm not actually solving anything. I'm simply writing an expression that would let me find a number that is 9 less than 2 times 8. All right, well, 9 less tells me I need to have a subtraction somewhere in there. And then times tells me I need to have a multiplication symbol in there, okay? So I'm looking for a number. I don't know what that number is on, but a question mark, okay? Find a number that is 9 less. So I'm going to find a number, and then it's got to be 9 less than that. All right, so that means that I'm going to have to find some number, 9 less. A lot of times we get confused. We see 9 less, and we want to do this. But that isn't 9 less. That's whatever this number is going to be, less than 9. So when we talk about subtraction, we're actually going backwards. Some number, 9 less. Okay? Well, what are we doing 9 less than? Find a number that is 9 less than 2 times 8. So I've got to do 2 times 8. And I'm going to put in parentheses. I don't need to put it in parentheses because multiplication comes before subtraction, but I like to keep it organized. I like to keep it neat. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to see if this makes sense. Find a number that is 9 less than 2 times 8. Okay, I don't have to solve it, but if I think through it, I know that 2 times 8 is 16. So we need to find a number that's 9 less than 16, and that makes sense. If I put my 9 and my minus sign in front, then what we would discover is that I'm going to be doing 9 minus 16. I can't do that. That's impossible without getting a negative number. So remember, when we see 9 less, that's always going to go at the end. Okay? So this is what you would have written. There's your expression. 2 times 8 minus 9. All right. And the last one, number 6. This is another order of operations. We've got 6 plus, in parentheses, 2 plus 9 cubed minus 3 plus 10. Okay, before I begin, I need to write my order of operations. Yes, I still have to do it, even though we've moved on from it in class. All right, so I'm going to start with my parentheses. And I do have parentheses, and I got a lot of different things going on in my parentheses. We still follow order of operations inside our parentheses. I don't have any parentheses inside parentheses, so I'm going to move to my exponents. And I do have an exponent right here. It's 9 cubed. Hopefully you guys have been studying your squared and cubed facts at home. Remember, I've issued a challenge for all of us to know these by the end of the year. But you know what? Miss Ross isn't there yet. I haven't got it all memorized. But that's okay, because I can still do some math down here. So I know that 9 cubed is the same thing as 9 times 9 times 9. So I'm going to solve 9 times 9. Well, I do know my squared facts at this point. So 9 times 9, I know that is 81. So now I have to do 81 times 9. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do my standard algorithm. 9 times 1 is 9, and 9 times 8 is 72. So 9 cubed equals 729. So I'm going to write that down here. 729. All right, and then I have to bring everything else down. So that's minus 3 plus 10, close the parentheses, plus 2, close the parentheses, and then don't forget about your 6 plus. Okay? All right, next. Any more exponents? No. Multiplication or division? Nope. All I've got is addition and subtraction from left to right. So I'm going to do 729 plus 2, 9, 10, 11. So that's 731 minus 3 plus 10, 6 plus. Okay? Still going from left to right. So now I've got a subtraction. 731 minus 3, 31, 30, 29, 28. 728 plus 10, close your parentheses. Don't forget about that 6 plus out on the end. Still working inside my parentheses. Here we go. 728 plus 10, 738. Don't forget about your 6 plus. Solved out my parentheses. I only have one number left. Going back up here, all done with parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication and division. So the last thing I'm going to do is my addition. 738 plus 6 is 744. And there's my answer. All right, well, there you go. That's your homework. Hopefully you got them all right. If you made a mistake, I hope you went back and found your error. You've had that growth mindset and you're learning from it. Because we went over the answers online, we're not going to go over them in class tomorrow because you're watching it right now. So if you have a question, if you're still really confused about something, you're scratching your head, circle that problem, come in, see me in the morning, talk about it, we'll go over it, we'll get you figured out. All right? These are your answers. Good job, and I'll see you tomorrow.